Hey everyone, it is Scruffy. I have a little visitor. It's a little spider. Showed up on my laptop. I'm gonna have to call him Lucas because he looks like one of those jumping spiders. Anyways, I wanted to talk about a little bit about tips and suggestions for shopping for food now that all the prices are so much higher than they have been, and they keep going up. So I'm just going to give a few tips or suggestions. I'm not a great shopper. I was really never one for collecting coupons back in the day. I mean, I did a few times, but I usually forgot, to bring them or whatever. But anyways, here's what I know, and I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I do. I am on a fixed income, so I really have to watch how much I spend a week on groceries. And everybody's situation is different. How much you eat, how many people are in your family, if it's just yourself, the income that you have, your likes and dislikes, everybody's is going to be a different situation. I may like to eat meat and vegetables and fruits, and you may be on a keto diet or whatever. So that is something that you have to figure out in your budget, how much money you can spend a week for yourself, for your family, whatever, and what kind of meals you like. I always sit down with a notebook, a spiral notebook, and I pre-write out my ideas for what I'd like to have to eat through the week. I can't get my eyes off that spider. So I do the meal planning usually on a Sunday and sometimes on a Monday, depending on how busy I am. So I write down what I would like to eat during the week and what all it entails to make, recipes or whatever. And I have to go according to how much money I have for, planned out for that week. For me, I don't spend a lot of money on food, not just because of my income is limited, but I don't really eat that much. So I just can't eat a whole lot of food. I can't eat like a whole hamburger with a bun. I eat more like half a hamburger, even if that. And that even to me is a lot. So I don't really eat that much. So my income or my budget for the week is really not that much money. I probably spend maybe, I don't know, about $60 a week, maybe $70. And that's usually including any kind of extras that I want to get, like a flour for baking bread, sugar, salt, all these necessities that I want to put away too. So that's included. But it's the meat that is the most expensive, as you know, the beef and the chicken especially. So I try to find good deals and have really good recipes and menus set up for that. For instance, more into the fall and the winter, I'll do a pot roast, and that will I'll just cut it in half, put half of it in the freezer, and do up the half of the pot roast with some veggies, and that'll be quite a bit for me. That's a lot, and I can make other stuff from that. So anyways, yeah, write down what your recipes are, what your meals are going to be. Um, let's see, what else do I want to say? Also the brand names. If you're used to getting a certain brand name, let's say peanut butter, like I like Jif. I really have been a Jif um, fan for many, many years. And I've ended up buying lately the GV brand at Walmart, the Great Value brand. And it's okay. I can live with that. It's not like imperative that I have Jif. I mean, I'm saving about two something um, every time I buy. I can't remember how many ounces it is or whatever, but it's one of the smaller ones. But I save about two something, opposed to buying the Jif brand. So you can look at the generic brands. Some of the generic brands, yeah, at certain stores can be really awful. But there are generic brands that are pretty much the same. I find that a lot of GV brands are like the potato chips. I like to indulge in potato chips once in a while. I'll have chips with my sandwich. But I find the GV brand, ooh, look, it's crawling up the wall. I find the GV brand just as good with the potato chips as the other brands. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Stretching the meals. Like I said, pot roast could go really far. I used to, when I was married and the kids were still at home, I would make the pot roast, and when there was meat left over and a little bit of vegetables, I would make a pie crust and make a beef pot pie out of it. I would, cut up the meat and put that in and add some gravy and some vegetables, including even canned green beans and frozen peas to add more to it, and bake it. And oh my gosh, really good beef pot pie. Same thing with chicken. You can do that with leftover chicken to make that stretch even further. So you got, a good meal or two, just from the pie itself. Of course, everybody knows that spaghetti or goulash, or even a good size casserole or lasagna, that'll, go a long way. So you try to find those recipes that will, oh, where'd the spider go? Find some recipes online that you can use to, really make those menus stretch. And a lot of casseroles, that especially in the wintertime. I don't know so much in the summertime, because a lot of people don't like to cook as much in the summer. But anyways, also hot dogs. Hot dogs, cheap. Get your favorite hot dogs, or even a cheaper brand if you have to. I know a lot of people don't want to eat hot dogs because of the additives, etc., etc. But if you do hot dogs, you can add on a side dish like a chicken or turkey stuffing, and have a salad or fruit with it, and it stretches that out, so you can have a halfway decent dinner and for cheap. One of the videos I did a eggplant dinner, slicing up eggplant, take off the rind of it, and dip it in egg and put it in breadcrumb and fry it up in a little oil or butter, whatever you prefer. Or you could put it in the air fryer with just a little bit of oil on there. And the eggplant, I think I got a smallish eggplant. It was $1 something. So it was like a real cheap dinner. And then you have it with a salad or whatever, or French bread or whatever. And you could doctor it up, put Swiss cheese on it, or put some Parmesan on it, or spaghetti sauce, whatever, marinara. And then, of course, let's see, beans is another handy and cheap food item that you can, get some recipes to make, chili or whatever it is that you want to make. You can make all kinds of stuff out of beans. YouTube has tons of recipes on different bean things to make, for dinner. And there's rich in nutrients and they are rich in protein. So you can't go wrong with that. If you're on a diet or you're doing keto, well, that's a different story. But shopping might change a lot for people. If you're used to buying at a high price store, pricier store, you may want to consider the lesser value-wise stores to stretch your budget there for food, because I've noticed that a lot of people that used to buy all the time over at one of the pricier stores in town, they are now going to Walmart. So, they're kind of hurting too, even though they have a higher income, they're watching their dollars, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. And you can shop at Aldi or Walmart or Dollar Tree, other bargain stores. Find the deals. If you go online and you shop around online, compare the different prices. Walmart has a online, their online store there, not just for clothes and other articles. They have food. Oh, there's a spider. It's way up there. Let's see. Way up there. Oh, yeah. Okay, and so they, you can buy at these stores and save a lot of money, and go online and compare the prices. Amazon, and I'm not sure about Walmart, but I know Amazon, if you are on the SNAP program, they do accept SNAP on not all their food products, but a lot of it. So you can have that even shipped right to your house. Like I said, look for the bargains and compare. Shop online. Some people save money because with the bigger families and everything. Shop at Sam's Club or Costco. Buying in bulk can be cheaper. It just depends on your situation. Don't forget to think about your pantry. Stock up on extra items in your pantry. Don't neglect that. Canned meat should be top priority, unless you're a vegetarian. Canned meats such as tuna, salmon, corned beef, canned chicken, canned turkey. Yes, they do have canned turkey. Spam, stews, and hearty soups that contain meat. The meat products will last a very long time compared to vegetables and fruit. You can get, like tuna will last, I think, let's see, I bought some canned tuna not too long ago, and it's good till like 2025, 2026, somewhere around there. But the corned beef, salmon, same thing. They last a long time. They'll be good for several years. Even more so than homemade canning. Canning that you do yourself is going to last about 12 months to, what was it, 15 months, 18 months tops. So the store-bought canned meat lasts much, much longer. If you buy the GV brand fruit, they look at the expiration dates because they don't last as long as the name brand fruit and vegetables. So check that, because I don't know what they do differently, but their best buy date and their expiration date, whatever, is not as long as the name brand like Del Monte and stuff like that. So that's something to consider depending on your situation and what you can afford, etc. Libby's corned beef, for instance, is the top, one of the top brand names for corned beef, and that beef is raised in Brazil. And did you know that Great Value has also corned beef, and it's from the same country, Brazil, and it's under the same inspector. So it's coming from the same place, and you're saving yourself about $3 if you buy the Great Value corned beef opposed to the Libby's. Next thing I want to talk about is farmers markets. It depends on your local farmers market. Some have good deals and can be a little less expensive, but not all of them. Some are more expensive, depending on the area and the farmers, etc. So, but I am all for supporting local farmers, and the nutrition would be outstanding because they're fresh. They're fresh from the farm, and they're not, processed through this, that, and the other thing, going on trucks and, going across country, etc. Growing your own food, if you can, that'll save you some money, depending what you want to put into it. If it's worth it to you to get soil, fertilizer, seeds, that sort of thing. If you have really good soil out there in your yard, and you've got a good potential, for gardening, that's something to consider. If you really have not been good at gardening, there's YouTube channels that show how to garden and to grow your vegetables. You could start off with easy stuff. It's not too late. It's just, let me see. It's just going into June pretty quick here. And in the north, especially the northern part of America, this is about the time where we plant. You can do spinach and leafy lettuces, and you could get tomatoes, start up tomatoes at your garden's shop, like a garden store. Try some, easy stuff. you might surprise yourself and do something pretty remarkable. And I might suggest, if you don't have sufficient place to plant anything, you might want to talk to a neighbor, a friend of yours that might, share a little bit of garden with you, where you could, plant a few things. Also, in some communities, in some towns, churches and neighborhoods in the community have a community garden. That's something to consider. You might want to call your city hall for more information on that. And if you have property, but it's not suitable because it's all rocky or extremely dry, it hasn't been properly prepared for, etc. You can definitely do some planting in big type of bins. I think you could even do potatoes in garbage cans, garbage cans that haven't been used, of course, for garbage, but there's raised beds, the kind that you make out of wood or whatever, and plant stuff in there. You can certainly plant lettuces and spinach and that sort of stuff. These times are challenging for a lot of people right now, and from what I understand, prices are going to get even higher and higher. It's possible, I'm not saying for sure because I'm not a economist or anything, but it is possible, by what I've been learning from other experts, that we not only are we definitely going into a recession, if we are not in one already, we could be heading for a depression. So go online on YouTube, learn how people in the Depression, in the Great Depression, survived. They used their imagination, their creativity, to come up with all kinds of recipes. And there's a woman that is on YouTube. She had her own channel for a while. She's since passed. She passed a while back. But her name is Clara, and she did Depression cooking. She remembers what her family would prepare for meals in those challenging times. So anyways, those are just a couple of tips I have to make meals stretch, and I hope that was helpful. Please leave a comment or whatever below, like and subscribe, and leave a comment and tell me how you save on shopping, and how you stretch out your meals and stuff for your family. I'd love to hear from you. Anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope that we can all get through these challenging times.